Curious lang ako, brother. Growing up as a, I would say, half Filipino and half Polish, right? Meron bang certain advantage or disadvantage for you?
I would say advantage.
Di ba both eh? Both, di ba?
Both. Ako yung disadvantage, you look different. So parang you're already parang, uy, ano ka, parang...
May certain edge ka?
I would say the disadvantage is, at least in my case, I was bullied.
You were bullied?
I was heavily bullied, actually.
Okay.
Oo. Kasi kulot ako nun.
Okay.
So they'd make fun. They'd call me Pansit Canton.
Okay.
I mean, like sobrang Canton. Like, parang ganun.
You look different eh.
Yeah.
You're gonna be bullied eh.
Yung mga taong bullied when they were young, most of them, medyo yung confidence nila na ano siya eh. Yung parang, they feel small, hanggang paglaki na dadala nila. Ano yung naging ways mo? Bakit parang ngayon, you're still confident and you don't care about what happened from the past?
I was very defiant.
Okay.
And I kind of knew what I wanted and what I didn't want. Like I remember there was this time where I was like 14, 15 and there were people like around me and they were all doing illegal substances. And they're like, oh, ikaw naman. And I was just like, no, it's not for me. And I was sure of it. Like, no, I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was willing to do and what I wasn't willing to do. Never really felt sorry for myself. I kind of just kept going. I didn't dwell on it so much, but I also never dealt with it. I'm officially diagnosed ADHD.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was one of those, yung alam mong parati sa banyo,
Yeah.
I couldn't sit still. Like, the school system wasn't for me. I finished college, I was 15 years old, because I started 2.5 in school eh. So 15, I was, in college na, and I told my mom, like, Ma, I don't want to waste your money. So I said, I'm gonna basically not do college. I didn't really have a plan. It's just like, I know that this just doesn't work for me. I did that like for years. VTR, commercial modeling.
Paano pag hindi ka nakukuha, uwi ka ulit ng Pampanga?
And then I would teach Koreans English. So I would hit the gym at AC1
What?
and then magturo ng Koreano.
Kahit kayo i-search sa ChatGPT, who is the top wedding host in the Philippines, lumalabas ka as number 1.
And it's not something you should focus on. Because that can also be a very, very huge ego trap.
Exactly.
If I was featured like this now, I just have to get better.
If you were the old Eri, would you have reacted the same way?
And I didn't meet my wife and I was a different... Oh yeah, I could see myself parang like that getting in my head and puffing my chest. Like feeling...
The goat!
Like parang ganun. But you know what? The thing is, why would I even put it in a poster? Because if that article was wrong, then you're just gonna be an idiot, right? That doesn't require you being featured. Kung mahusay ka, mahusay ka.
I like what you said. Yung confidence kasi talagang comes from taking action. And
Proof.
when you're seeing that there's proof, there's there's evidence in front of you na kaya mo siyang gawin, it makes you feel na kaya mong gawin ng paulit.
Yes.
Isang bagay.
Yeah.
Our topic is life on stage, the pressure, discipline, and mindset behind hosting.
Podcast na naman with Gerald at Brian. Aral lang pulutan sa inuman at kwentuhan. Pinagsamang veterano, parehong talentado. Ihanda ang mic at baso sa lames at intablado. Gusto ko ganito, ang kwentuhan lang ay easy. Nagiging totoo, lalo pag naka-whiskey. Pero hinay lang, para goods pa rin ang kidney. Pormahang mabait, pero mga bara ay deadly. Hugot lang ang beat, pero kumakalabit. Hip-hop kalakit sa struggles ko sa street. Kung usapang patagisan, huwag magbaka sa kalibro. Utak namin hinulman ng kali at sa kalibro.
Tara pag-usapan natin dito, kwento mo sa buhay. Kasamang mga pogs, ilabas lahat ng tunay. Mag-relax lang tayo, sober man o tipsy. Aral makukuha mo sa Life Over Whiskey.
Mula sa baba, ngayon tinitingala. Inakit ko ang bunga, hindi lang basta tumingala. Pogs na ngayon ang bata na minsang pariwara. Wala ngang imposible at merong himala.
Welcome to Life Over Whiskey Podcast, where we share valuable life lessons and stories you can learn from over a glass of whiskey. My name is Brian.
And I'm Gerald.
Direk J. Andito pa rin tayo sa napakagandang studio ng Triton Entertainment.
Kaya nga, ang ganda. Kaya maraming salamat, Direk VJ, Direk Erwin, MJ, and sa lahat ng staff ng Triton Studios, maraming salamat po.
And of course, Direk, hindi mo kumpleto ang usapan kung wala ang favorite nating whiskey. Charles
and James.
Maraming salamat, Charles and James, for sponsoring this episode. Direk J, I am excited. Pakilala ko na ang guest natin for tonight.
Game, Bri. Excited
Our
na
guest
ako.
for tonight has been featured as the #1 wedding host in the Philippines by The Wedding Vow. He's a person devoted to communicating truthfully and encouraging others to speak their truth. An advocate of laughter, a student of human interaction, a proud father, and a family man. And most importantly, a husband who adores his wife. Mga ka-whiskey, please welcome Eri Neeman.
Hi guys.
Hello, Eri.
Hello,
How are
Eri.
you guys? How are you
Ganda
guys?
gabi. Thank you so much for being part of this episode.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I know this is parang conversations over whiskey,
Around
pero
whiskey, but
I'm having water.
yes,
Like,
close lang natin. Eri is gonna have water because hindi po siya umiinom.
Oh,
Ayan.
it looks good though. It smells good. Oh,
Masarap.
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 Pre. Kasi pag naka-whiskey ka,
Mas open ka.
ayun.
I'm happy for you guys.
Pero feeling ko kahit di naka-whiskey open si Eri eh.
Tingin ko din.
Tingin mo?
Tingin ko din.
Really? Yun ba yung basa nyo?
Yeah.
Okay. Sige.
But guys, ang topic natin for tonight, before we dive into the conversation, our topic is life on stage, the pressure, discipline, and mindset behind hosting. Eri, before natin pag-usapan ng topic na yan, we want to get to know more about you first. Can you share briefly background history mo?
Well, I was born in White Plains. Dad was born in Frankfurt. It's Polish pero born in Frankfurt, Germany. My mom was born in Pangasinan. So half, like, I would say, if you're gonna be specific, Polish, Filipino. Pero dito talaga, Filipino. Like, grew up here, like, this is like,
Ever since?
this is home. You know what I mean? May lahi lang. Pero, like, yun. Then moved to Pampanga when I was like, parang 7. Because my dad got offered a job. And growing up, actually, mahihayin ako eh. Like,
Talaga ba?
yeah, super. Like since...
Parang di halata direct, no?
Mayayain. Like, I was really... Actually, if you really saw me, like how I am, I'm actually the quiet one. At home. Tahimik lang ako. Like, my wife is like the energetic, really kulit. Pangatlo ako eh. It's my wife, yung pinakamakulit. Me, my son, yung pangalawang makulit. And then I'm the quietest. Like, chill lang ako sa bahay. Like, and I think my colleagues know that when I'm not like working or in front of the stage, parang hindi eh. Like, sino ba yung ganun? Feeling ko Sarah Geronimo. Diba? Sarah Geronimo. Like, she just like...
Introvert talaga siya.
No, she's chill. When you see her and you talk to her, she's all... But when she's on, she transforms. Like, you know, it's that other side of her that she, Pero mayayain ako, like, since I was like grade 6. And then, I remember first year, I was going in front of class. Alam mo pag napatawa mo, yung lahat ng klase. Iba kasi pag napatawa mo isa eh. Pero pag napatawa mo lahat, you're just like, oh shit. Like, parang may nagawa ka. So, yun, napatawa ko sila and I guess I enjoyed it. I like making people laugh. Yun talaga isa ko. Like, pag napatawa ka ng solid, like, it's fun. Like, it's fun to do that. So, I guess on stage, never really happened until I probably... 15 actually.
15.
I became a radio DJ for GV FM 99.1 sa Pampanga. Yan ang first ko sa stage. And you know when you're on stage, what happens kasi on stage for all of us, at least for most, majority, is you have a fight or flight response in the brain. So, you know, when you're in front, you're like, that's basically your brain saying like threat. It's either awayin mo sila or ano. So what you tend doing is you're gonna try to make yourself look bigger, diba? So that's why you kind of like, oh, kumusta kayo? Lawana, Robinson says. You're yelling from fear. Because
From fear, yeah.
I don't talk to you guys like that.
Yeah.
Like, I come in here, I'm like, oh, direct, Raya. Like, that's not it, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a normal thing that you go through if you're in front of people. Like, even in weddings, like, I notice family tend to be, and it's uncomfortable. Imagine being open and like talking in front of people, even if kilala mo sila, it's different. And I think that's one of the main things I would say is like the first that you need to be able to get over as like anyone on stage is to being comfortable on stage. Because as a host, I think, pag actor kasi theater, you can hide behind the character. It's not really you. But as a host, it's you.
It's gonna be you, yeah.
Or a speaker or anyone. Ikaw eh. Like, they're talking to you. I also think that maybe content, if you're being yourself, you're a creator, mas malalim yun. Kasi as a host, you just have to you just have to do your job.
Yes.
Meaning, I have to carry the program. I have to make sure I hit the objectives of the event.
Yeah.
But wedding is more personal because then you have to connect with everyone and make sure that you align with the objectives of a wedding, which is to celebrate relationships. Creator is like, dun ako nag-ano na parang, hala, ako na to. Parang ganon. Huy, ako na to
Parang natin, ano yan, yung parang i-dig deep talaga sa mga current mo na experience. Just take us back muna dun sa part when you said, nagsimula ka bilang isang radio DJ.
Yes.
Paano mo nasabi na you're on stage? Like, sabi mo kasi
nagmo-mall show ka
ganun ba yun?
Yeah, may ano kaya, like if you're radio DJ, may mga events na partnered with the station.
Okay.
And then they'll obviously kasi parang tied up, parang as a employee of the station, you do your job. So parang may mall show ka, may out you have like a thing here, you have the thing here. So yun, like
yung first mo na nasalang ka sa stage.
yes, I think it was SM San Fernando. I was partnered with si Dayan ata, my co-host. And I was like, ay, sigaw talaga Kumusta guys? But that's normal. Like,
Parang may foreshadowing dun sa next na ginawa niya.
yeah. Pero, I mean, I got excited. Like, I get energized with people. Like, when I have a crowd, I'm like, like, I get excited.
Yeah.
But I'm actually a very private person. Like, I have a very, very small circle. Like, I don't, like, hindi talaga. Like, outside of it, I love being home. Pero as a host, yeah, that's kind of like that's how I started radio. And then
Next.
after radio, tuloy-tuloy lang yun for a few years. Shout out pala, GVFM. You guys were the first. And after that, I went to start auditioning. I didn't, and I talk about this in past uploads. I'm officially diagnosed ADHD.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I was one of those, yung alam mong parati sa banyo,
Yeah.
I couldn't sit still. Like, the school system wasn't for me. So I finished college, I was 15 years old, because I started 2.5 in school. So 15, I was, in college, and I told my mom, like, Ma, I don't want to waste your money. So I said, I'm gonna basically not do college. I didn't really have a plan. It's just like, I know that this just doesn't work for me. She supported the plan. Parang okay. So parang ganun lang. And then I started alam mo yung VTRs as a model?
Of course, yeah.
Yung mga hustle na, 'di ba? VTRs.
Alam niya kasi nagmo-model yan dati.
'Di ba? Ganon.
Yeah,
Tapos
yeah.
smile, 'di
Yeah.
ba? Ganon, VTR. 'Di ba?
So you were
Reports.
modeling before.
Yeah, that was the first. You do your VTRs for commercials. If you land a commercial, you
Yeah.
get a good paycheck.
Yeah.
Especially if you get a big account.
Do you still
Diba?
remember kung sino yung agency mo?
Yes, it was Acquire.
Acquire.
It was Acquire. When I stopped, I was teaching Korean. So that was my first job. I was making 60 pesos an hour
60 pesos an hour, Okay.
back then. So 60 pesos an hour. And I remember the first time my mom took me pa, sumabay sa akin. And after that, ako na sa first VTR ko. So VTR, syempre VTR, tapos balik. So my routine was, wala pang Waze nun, di ba?
Wala pa.
pang Google Maps nun. So you buy the map
Yeah.
and you look for Salcedo Village. You're just like, walang zoom. Di mo
Tell mo pa yun.
Hindi ko ma-zoom So parang titingin ka talaga, nandito ako Tapos nakita mo, parang tama naman yung street.
Yeah.
Tama naman. So lakad ka. I would go down.
You guys don't know.
I would go down.
How
You guys don't know. Trust me. You got ways. Like you have someone to hold your hand.
Tail end naramdaman ko yun Yung
Yeah.
wala pa mga ways, wala pa maps talagang.
Oo.
Yeah.
Talagang
Mano-mano.
you have to look and you have to like, tama ba to? Tarang tama naman yung street. Nandito ako. Parang, so I would take the U terminal. I would take the jeep, go down at the U. So I'd take Sunset. Then I would take Checkpoint Holy Highway. Then I'd take the U to go down at the U terminal. And then I would take the bus. I would go down at SM North. And then, pwede palang Quezon Avenue, hindi ko alam nun. So, SM North muna, and then Quezon Avenue. Then, bili ng mani sa bus kasi masarap. Di ba? Sarap kaya. Ang bango kaya. If you try it. Ang bango ng, kung alam nyo.
Maning adobong mani.
Yung binubuhat ni Kuya. Yung nasa
Masaming garlic.
pail, di ba? Ganon talagang binubuhat. Tapos pag bagong luto, I'm like, salbay, itong sarap nito. Sir, like,
Yung amoy, yung papag...
yung amoy nakakaano kaganon mo, talagang alam mong medyo.
Those were the days na nag-VTR ka.
Yeah, and I would go down And then maglalakad ka, go down Ayala MRT
Yeah.
to walk to find a choir, which was in Legazpi Village, Salcedo or Legazpi. Kaliwa. Kasi if you walk from Ayala, kaliwa is Legazpi, kanan is Salcedo. Salcedo.
Pero teka, paano ka na-discover sa modeling?
Si Jonas nakakita sa
Si
akin.
Jonas.
Jonas
Okay.
Shout out Jonas. Nakita niya ako sa Greenbelt Tree. Uy, mag-ano ka? Siyempre, parang, uy,
pala.
pwede ako. Si Jonas.
Yeah.
Dati, Jonas under Jinky Losorio,
Yeah.
who was a makeup artist. So I was there like, man, been around. You know what I mean? That's like,
Been a while.
been a while. So I did that like for years. VTR, commercial modeling.
Paano pag hindi ka nakukuha, uwi ka ulit ng Pampanga?
Uwi ka ulit. Uwi ako, and then I would teach Koreans English. So I would hit the gym at AC1. So I would go down, baba sa dao, then I would jeep, take Sapang Bato to gym,
Magbuhat.
buhat, and then magturo ng Koreano. And I would just rinse and repeat until I got gigs, and then
You
My-
teach English to Koreans.
teach English
Ah,
to Koreans. And what happened eventually is I landed my first TV thing. For I think my biggest break was Up eh. Was Up. First, may afro pa ako nun eh.
23, Studio 23 yan.
Studio 23,
Oh,
sina
sabos-
Bong, sina Archie, at saka sina Tony.
Yeah.
Yun, yung mga SP ko, mga segment producer, sina Raymond, sina Earl. Tapos yung EP namin, si Miss Noemi, at saka si Sir Feli ata. Oo. So yun.
Yun yung start mo naman sa TV na career mo.
Yes. Was Up was my break, and ABS-CBN was my first network, Studio 23. And then naglobo ako, like parang yung mga acting, konting pelikula dito, Shake, Rattle and Roll, patayin ka dito ni Wendell Ramos, 'di ba? So, 'di ba, yung mga takot-takot. But I love making people laugh. My first stand-up that I watched was Robin Williams.
Okay.
Robin Williams, he was just talking, I was like, wow, he's just talking, he's making people laugh, and I was like, oh, that's amazing. And hosting kind of like started, yun, was up was it? And then eventually started doing events. I'm in front of people and they're like, oh, you can host. And I did many things eh. I was acting, I was doing VO jobs for Roadrunner. Yung parang ako yung boses ni Piola Pascual. Ako yung boses ni Sam Wilby. Ako din yung boses ni, I think, Rafael Rosel ba yun? So ako yung mga boses nila when you dub it in English. Alam nila yon. Shout out to the people from Roadrunner. That was my first VO job and it's good money. Like back then, at least for my age. And then yun, after doing many things, it was that. Like that was kind of like the initial during that time. And then tuloy-tuloy lang. And then my biggest break was, I think, was Up. And then nag-awol ako sa ABS. Pasensya na, sir. Oo. To my bosses, oo. Kasi I wanted to really be an MTV VJ.
Oh.
That was the thing, di ba? That was the goal.
Yes.
So I
At
really,
that time, yeah.
I wanted to do that, and I failed miserably, like trying to make it happen. But I eventually got good enough. When I was so close to becoming a VJ, I remember telling Francis Lumen na parang, I'm gonna be back. And then I knew that I wasn't good enough. That was a key thing. Na hindi pa ako magaling, hindi pa ako hilaw pa. So I took up radio even more with Wave 891. I took up stand-up. I believe that was Comedy Cartel at the time. Tim Tayag, he was handling the rooms. And then I did improv with Spit. Silly People's Improv Theater. Yun, I would say those were like probably my strongest foundations. Stand-up made me comfortable. Improv got me to be open and to kind of like be able to ride with anything. So those two, I think, were like instrumental, I would say, foundations of my style.
Curious lang ako, brother. Growing up as a, I would say, half Filipino and half Polish, right? Meron bang certain advantage or disadvantage for you?
Lolokohin, I would say advantage.
Di ba both eh? Both, di ba?
Both. Ako yung disadvantage, you look different. So parang, you're already parang, oy, ano ka, parang may
May certain edge ka?
I would say that the disadvantage is, at least in my case, parang I was bullied.
You were
I was
bullied.
heavily bullied, actually.
Okay.
Oo. So, yun ang naging, kasi kulot ako nun.
Okay.
So, they'd make fun. They'd call me Pansit Canton. I mean,
Okay.
like, sobrang Canton. Like, parang ganun. Like, even me, like, I get it. Kids are
Yeah.
kids. Pero I was just like, to the point it got pretty bad kasi they were getting physical and violent na eh.
Okay.
So, I would say, advantage, I don't know. I kind of, I guess maybe
Looks wise.
probably.
Yeah, probably. Of course. Of
Yeah.
course. Kasi
Like the
iba
way you
itsura mo
Maybe
eh.
eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you stand out, you look different.
Kasi pag bata ka, when you stand out, lot
Depende.
of times kasi you look different eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be bullied eh.
Dep-
So there's
you're-
a high probability that
You
you're
don't really blend in with everyone. So parang you're not really part of the tribe, but you kind of, cause half ka eh. So iba din yung, the way you grow up is different. Like
Saka
iba din-
before siguro niloko kang Bombay even if you're not Bombay, right?
Yes.
I'm sure. Kasi
Yes.
ganun yun eh. Pag medyo deep set ka, tingin na agad
Yeah,
sa'yo.
ito.
Isa lang yung
Yes.
label.
They
Bombay.
Yeah,
Yan
that's
yun
what
eh.
that's what it was before. And yun, mga stereotypes.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I would say you probably went through
Yeah,
that
of
because we
course,
kind
of
of had
course.
like similar
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And alam mo naman yung mga bata, mga Pinoy, like medyo talagang malakas talaga sa mga ganun.
Yeah.
So, I would say I was kind of, and I didn't like fighting back.
Mhm.
Medyo like my wife said, you're mabait ka. Like misis
don't
ko.
retaliate.
Huh?
You don't retaliate.
Yeah, I didn't have it. I didn't want to. Like, not even if I could, like, I kind of didn't want to. I didn't want to, like, I don't want to hurt them back. But syempre, you would get angry. Pero that was like, I would say yun. Like, there's advantages, there's disadvantages.
But would you say or would you admit na all of those disadvantages naging advantage mo siya in the future because ginawa mo siyang gasoline?
Ginawa kong gasoline.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Parang I'll prove you guys wrong na
Oh, yeah.
the way you treated me is not right.
I would say if I were to kind of say it differently, parang I definitely had some defiance, meaning na parang I don't want to be how you've made me feel. More than like, it's like I felt small eh. So parang, syempre, if you're bullied, you're smacked in front of class, you're hit, like the worst was spit on, like while I was like sleep. Like that's like, then you use it as fuel. But I think eventually, that's fuel that'll eventually burn you. Eh.
Yeah.
So I think it was very, very useful because I was defiant na parang, I'm gonna show, like I'm gonna succeed. That was for me, my answer to that. So I definitely used it. Pero recently, I knew that if I kept trying to prove that I was good enough, it was a very unhealthy cycle of like, I'm not living for myself. Parang that has happened for a long time. Because if you go with that cycle, you use it as fuel. You're basically, those people that hurt you still have power over you.
Yeah.
Meaning you're living for them. Like, and it's just, those people are just going to be replaced with other people you want to prove wrong or other people. And you kind of, you function under that frequency. So you kind of search for people that would tend to kind of like maybe look at you a certain way. Or maybe like, oh, another person I'm going to prove wrong. Yan ang nagiging ano mo eh, radar mo eh. And that comes from a place of feeling inadequate for oneself. And I remember this was just 3 years ago. I was on that fuel for like 35. I'm 38 now, so I'm 30. Imagine that long, and I'm just like, I'm gonna slow down.
Yeah.
Like some things need to be sorted out because I didn't want. Ayoko na yun ang maging takbo ng buhay ko eh, na parang just to prove others. Like, you're not acknowledging yourself. You're not saying, hey, like, just because you were treated that way doesn't mean that you have to keep proving people wrong.
And what's funny is, you probably don't even remember.
Yeah, but
And they don't care anymore.
Probably.
Pero dala-dala mo na siya
Pero exactly.
hanggang ngayon.
Yeah, like
So that's the, I would say, napagpag mo siya eventually. Pero it was useful in connection to what you're saying kanina, na ginamit mo siya as gasolina
as motivation.
to really move yourself forward. And
Tama.
Pero alam mo saan ako surprised, Pray?
saan?
I mean, for someone na nabully ng sobra, yung confidence level niya is high. So, I'm just curious, brother, paano, kasi usually, let's face it, yung mga taong bullied when they were young, most of them, medyo yung confidence nila na ano siya eh. Yung parang, they feel small, hanggang paglaki na dadala nila. So, I mean, ano yung naging ways mo, bakit parang ngayon, you're still confident and you don't care about what happened from the past?
My wife always said like I was very defiant.
Okay.
And I kind of knew what I wanted and what I didn't want. Like I remember there was this time where I was like 14, 15 and there were people like around me and they were all doing illegal substances. And they're like, "Oh, ikaw naman." Then I was just like, "No, it's not for me." And I was sure of it. Like, no. In front of like the entire, I just knew, I knew what I wanted. I knew what I was willing to do and what I wasn't willing to do. And I don't know, I just never, I never really felt sorry for myself. I kind of just kept going. I was like, hindi ako kawawa naman ako.
Yeah.
And there's also a advantage and disadvantage of that. Kasi ako, dumiretso ako eh. Like talagang, yung mga nagsasabing, "Oh, this hurts." Like, oh, at least you know and you're grounded and connected to your emotions. Tayo kasi, di masakit. Let's go. So, I guess I didn't dwell on it so much, but I also never dealt with it.
So you're saying na medyo na-repress mo yung
Pain.
side mo na yun, yung pain.
Yeah, I think I was also in an environment where kind of showing your emotions wasn't really encouraged. So I think I know a lot of us can kind of like relate to that, especially men. Like, and emotional intelligence for tayo, like, I think as a country, medyo papunta pa tayo dun eh. So, yung mga calling out toxic Filipino dynamics, wala pa yun eh. Like, ngayon pinag-uusapan natin, which is great. Like, saying no to certain, like, toxic family dynamics na, uy, nag-uusap na. And syempre, the past generation would be like, ano ba ngayon, ang soft nyo? Kasi for them, it's normal eh. Understandable. There'll always be that. But we're learning from our pain eh. Like, every generation learns from their pain eh. So, I guess for me, I just kind of kept action, meaning I kept acting. I would say gumalaw ako ng gumalaw. Kasi pag gumagalaw ka, you always provide proof. Meaning, you're doing shit.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing shit and you succeed, or you pull it off consistently, confidence comes from, I love this guy, Alex Ramosi.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, confidence comes like doing what you say you could. And knowing that you could. So if you consistently just do what you set out to do and you know you can do it, I would say that's kind of like where confidence would come from.
Eventually kasi, base sa pagkaintindi ko ng story mo, you started, let's just say, collecting evidence when yung nasa harapan ka, nagpapatawa ka, tumatawa ka mga tao. Kasi before that, medyo reserved ka eh, based on your story.
Yes.
But during that time, it was maybe ang wiring sa utak mo,
nagagawa ko.
I'm proving something na magaling ako, nagagawa ko. So, that allowed you to compound that experience eh.
I think galaw. I always move. And I think, I sometimes I get messages like from people. Like I had a message from a young guy. Eri, wala akong motivation, gusto ko maging editor. Pero yung nangyayari minsan, wala talaga, hindi ko natatapos. Alam ko naman na ano. And I just say, regardless of your mood, you just have to do it. Kailangan gawin mo. Kasi, kung ginagawa mo maski hindi mo gusto, you're turning into a certain type of person. Pero pag hindi mo ginagawa, and you just stay, and you just lay there, and you just scroll, or you doom scroll, and hindi mo ginawa yung gusto mong gawin, you become a different person. Like, exercise. We go to the gym every day, we become strong. If we don't do that, we become the opposite of strong. But you have to do the thing. So if you become a person that edits every day and it sucks and you get better and then you become a good editor. But if you become someone that lies around and just lets your mood dictate you,
Kung mag-edit ka ba o hindi.
then you become a person of inaction. You're staying at the same place. You remove the ability to provide proof and experience for yourself. And you'll never get confidence if you stay in the same place.
Yeah. I like what you said. Yung confidence kasi talagang comes from taking action. And
Proof.
when you're seeing that there's proof, there's
Yeah.
there's evidence in front
Yeah.
of you na kaya mo siyang gawin, it makes you feel na kaya mong gawin ng paulit
Yes.
ulit yung isang bagay.
Yeah, because not because you believe, not because you think it, it's because you know it. Like I've handled all the problems. Like I know the problems because I've been through them. I know how to solve them because I've gone through them over and over and again. And I've come from a mindset where I want to try to solve these problems. It's also a perspective. If you're in a growth mindset, like with hosting, I never blame it on the crowd. Like, dead crowd. Chinese crowd, masyadong seryoso. VIP crowd, medyo hindi. I'm just like, it was always like, it's not that, I say this all the time, it's not that you can't handle that crowd. You just haven't become the type of host that can handle that crowd yet. You just haven't become it yet. It's a yet. So so when you take that, kasi if you say, this crowd, wala na, tapos na. No opportunity to learn. But if you're like, I haven't become it yet.
Love that. Changing the perspective of the experience.
Yeah.
Yes, you look at it growth. Not so now you're asking questions. Ano kayang pwede ko sanang gawin? Siguro pwede to. Then you start thinking. You start like theorizing. You're like, pwede to. Kasi yun. Kasi yung sound. Medyo off yung ano mo dun. Mindset mo dito medyo off. Energy mo medyo off. That gets me excited. Like I like now I haven't even. I'm still learning. Like there's breakthrough after breakthrough. You never stop eh.
So, Eri, before you went into hosting, di ba, sa TV ka, tatahin natin, no? You're doing stand-up comedy, improv,
Radio.
there was a time, radio, and there was a time na nag-overlap yan eh. But people know you from Bubblegum.
Yes, because that was the biggest success. Like
That was the biggest success.
that's one of the highlights eh. And international, national shit. Like household na yun eh.
And ikaw, si Boy Backup. Behind the scenes na kwento mo naman na to, na
Yes, sa social school.
you were the person who conceptualized.
Mm.
Para sa mga hindi nakakaalam nung storya na yan, kwento mo naman sa amin.
Well, what happened is the first writer muna. I auditioned and then I was the writer first for Bubblegum. So you write skits. Eventually, after writing a few, Wonder Boys was actually a good one that had potential pero hindi eh. Alam mo yung mga Koreano, pagdating dito, tapos sabi nga, mabuhay, tapos nagwawala, diba? Mahal ko kayo, like sumisigaw na kasi nagtagalog ko lang ng konti, diba? So I wanted to do that joke. And it did well, but I wanted those characters to grow. And then syempre, medyo bata pa yung, medyo young writer pa, hindi ko pinaglaban. And I didn't know how to communicate it. But eventually, during the summer special, si Rufa May said, malakas yung pickup lines ngayon. So maybe do something with pickup lines. So I'm just like, took that. So, bahay, di ba? Nasa bahay, thinking of the next skit. Oy, malakas yung flip top ngayon. Malakas ang pickup lines ngayon. Pagsama natin. Pitched it. Got rejected. I think I didn't pitch it enough. And then, pero I felt there was something. So, I remember Augie invited us at, I think, a Pagcor for Texas Hold'em. When Texas Hold'em was big. That was big. Diba? Alam mo na yun, diba? Yeah. During those times, yung mga rooms dati, diba? Sabi ko, Augie, Ogs, may magandang skit. Yung parang, pick-up line. And, pero flip-top. So, parang maglalaban sila, pero labanan ng pick-up line. Paano yun, Eri? Sabi ko, parang, Google ka ba? Kasi lahat ng po nasa sa'yo, gaganon sila. Okay yan. And Augie goes to me, pero kailangan may champion. Pero walang kwenta yung sinasabi. Pero siya yung malupit. Like, paano yun, Augie? Sabi niya, parang, anong sabi niya? Astronaut ka ba? he did the voice. Parang astronaut ka ba? Which apparently it's a caricature of how I speak. That's what Augie said. Parang yung the way I spoke before kasi paano ko dati, parang hey guys, so parang pa deep. So I was an octave deeper because that's how I spoke. So apparently I found that out in an interview, parang he was basically doing a caricature of me.
know that.
I didn't know that too. So when I saw it, I was like, all right, it's kind of flattering. Pero I'm like, did I sound that weird? Like, parang ganun weird na parang inisip ko, ganun ba talaga ako? Like, hey, so parang ganun. Medyo parang konyo-ish na. But, astronaut ko ba? Sabi niya. Kasi gusto kong kumain ng ice cream. So, tapos napaano ako, ganun. Like, parang na-excite ako. Kasi I was just like, that's the stupidest thing, pero it's funny. But it
walang sense
na feel because he got his groove with that character. Now the question is, and I wanted to ask Augie this: did he get that idea from Super Hot Fire?
Exactly. That was what I was about to ask.
Because I didn't know Super Hot Fire at the time. Diba yung Super Hot Fire, like blick, that's it, right? That was like huge. I don't know if Augie watched it and suggested it. I want to ask him.
Yeah.
And
wala din sense yung kay Super Hot Fire.
And Super Hot Fire was that. So I don't know if Augie saw that and said this, but I never really got to chat with him about it. So if I see him, I'm like, did you get it from Super Hot Fire like this? And then like, maybe he'll tell me. So, but regardless, that
infused culture.
All these elements, it became our own name because it was done our way. Like, and that's what creativity is. Everything's been done, but your interpretation of it, how you do it, will always be unique.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Everything we think of has been done because the human experience happens, right? Pero you will never do it. I'll never be able to do it the way you do it. Another person will never do it the way you do it. And anyone won't do it the way I do it for as long as you try to truly express and be personal. That's why sabi nga, diba, I talk about this with the guys from the Pebbles. These young comedians, you know them, the Pebbles? Yeah. They got something. So I tell them like, it was the director of Parasite says like the best creativity is the most personal. And he nudges and credits Martin Scorsese. And I look into it and I watch a few videos about it and I'm like, oh, that's absolutely right, because no one will have your perspective. You can do things in an infinite amount of ways creatively. You can take this shot, you can do that shot, you can do this, you can say it this way, you can use this music. But it'll always be unique for as long as you're willing to be personal. But it dies when you try to create something, ano kaya magva-viral?
Tama.
Ano kaya yung magiging magbebenta? Ano kaya, so...
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think, Eri, you have created truly an iconic moment, I would say, in Philippine
But that
history.
that was that.
Yeah. Pero paano mo, gustong tanong paano mo nadala yung lahat ng experience mo na yun into hosting? Why did you go into hosting?
I was always a host. Nakilala lang ako sa Bubblegum. Even during that time, I was hosting more than I was a comedian. I wanted to be a stand-up comedian so I can be a better host. Kasi I love making people laugh. I remember seeing John Santos, theater. Nanginginig ako kasi parang gusto kong umiyak kasi nakakatawa. Like, alam mo yung, he killed it. He just made everyone laugh and he had the crowd in the palm of his hand and I was just like, I want to do that. Like, that's like amazing to be able to just get people like dying.
Yeah.
And I thought stand-up, I wanted to be a funny host. But what stand-up got me was being comfortable. What improv got me, kasi stand-up, I had so much stage time. Everyone, and you say, what do I do to be a host? Sabi ko, number one, stage time. You gotta get used to feeling the energy of people. You can't do that in front of a screen. You can exercise communication in front of a screen, but you don't train yourself and your body to get used to people. Feeling their energy, feeling your reactions. You don't get that out of just speaking into a camera. You have to get used to that if you want to connect to people. Because then that's how you find out who you are. That's how you find your voice. You'll go through I need to be this in front of people. You're going to go through, I'm uncomfortable and I'm fearful, so gagawin ko to, I'll make my voice big. That's a natural thing Rare yung mga savants na parang alam mo yung mga...
Kasalang pa lang.
Parang yun na parang, no, fifth life, this is his 10th life. Parang bumalik ka lang, daya mo, pang 10 buhay mo na to. Yung parang savant na parang Na, alam mo yung parang nag-gitara, tapos ang daya, tapos kumanta lang.
First time mag-gitara o first time on stage, pero parang
Parang-
experience na siya.
Yeah.
And anyone who who loves hosting, who's a true host, you would admire that.
Yeah.
You'd be like, whoa.
Pero better question ko siguro is, why hosting for weddings? Right? Yun yung gusto ko i-connect. Why hosting for weddings? I understand hosting na
It's a very personal
related
reason,
to your
actually.
experience. Radio DJ ka sa mga malls.
Why weddings?
Yeah, why weddings? Why go into weddings?
I answered this question before, but it's something I'm very proud to share because it reflected a shift in my life. If you met me during my showbiz days, you would not like me. I was someone who would probably use relationships of what I can get out of you, very superficial. I mean, hindi naman hindi rin. I was very honest din eh. I was actually honest. Pero medyo parang wanting to be famous. Like gustong sumikat. Yun ang idea ko na, and again, fuel. Because yung fuel ko, yun ang na-feel ko eh. Walang connection. Sabi ko, yan ang magbibigay sa akin ng saya at worth. I'll get famous. And listen, I'm not unique. Like a lot of people in show business, not just here in the Philippines, anywhere in the world, if they chase the stage, there's something that they're making up for. There's a pain there that fuels it. This is not new. That was me. But I met my girlfriend, who is my wife now. And
Monica.
Yes, Monica, my wife. And we are going 19 years next month on January. I wasn't the type of person that took care of relationships. If you knew me, this like not the guy. I'm not the guy you take home to mom. I wasn't that at all. But you meet someone and you have a connection. And I felt that I really met her before. Like that's what we when we first met, versus like, I know you. We thought we knew each other, but we never met. Both of us. We thought we knew each other. So there's this, and she was, kung kilala mo yung issues ko, let's say, kaibigan mo ko, and you know my shit, and kaibigan mo siya, and you know her shit, you'd be like, don't. Like, that's a mess. That's like that's worse than ondoy. I mean, I don't mean that. I'm just saying like that's a disaster, right?
Yeah.
So it was like our issues, oh man, really, really brought out the worst parts of us. But we also had certain things that brought out the best. And I remember telling her na, at the darkest time, we're like, you know what? If we get through this, we'll be the best versions of ourselves. But if not, we'll be eaten alive by our wounds and our pain. And weddings was a decision to steer away from the world of showbiz because, pare, let's say if I was, for example, someone who wanted to, like, stay away from the phone, right? Or not want to eat junk food anymore. And there's like junk food here, right? I'm not gonna surround myself around junk food, right?
Yeah.
Or I want to be away from something. I don't wanna shoot pool anymore. I'm not gonna go to the pool hall and just keep shooting, right? I knew that those people seem to kind of like are the people that take care of relationships. Maybe if I take care of that and use my skills to, because it felt good, and it felt good.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever been in a wedding where everyone's open and I know it's a celebration of relationships? It's love. Like, that's the purest and the most human type of event. Maybe I'll turn into the type of man that could maybe keep this woman.
Lalim pala ng pinanggalingan.
Kaya nga eh. Oo.
I think makaka-relate ka din doon because, you know, wife din niya, the darkest times din niya.
Darkest time
Stayed
then.
with
Yeah. Pero alam mo, Brian, na-curious ako eh. Ano yung secret mo, brother? Paano mo na-maintain yung spot ng number 1 sa hosting, sa industry ng wedding?
No, but I'm glad you asked it because I also want to clear up how that happened.
Okay.
I didn't wake up in the morning and be like, "Oh, I'm number 1." Like that's not. I got a feature from the wedding bow.
Okay.
And it said top 10. I looked at the wording specifically. Top 10 ano in the Philippines. So I'm just like top, and they put me at number 1. If you're looking to establish yourself, right?
Yeah.
And if you're looking to establish
Parang hirap
yourself,
kapag magsabi niya na, ano ba,
No.
sikreto ba yan? Ano ba yan?
no. If you're looking to establish yourself, being featured as number 1 is a gift. That is a marketing gift, right? If they say this is the number 1 podcast, you'll be like, shit, right? And but would you say if this is the number 2 podcast, who's number 1? Number 3 podcast. No, you'll say top 3. You're gonna say top 2. You're not gonna say hey, I'm the number 2. Who's the number 2 best basketball player in the world? Do you see anyone saying it? Like, who's the number 2? Is that a conversation? No, they don't. So as a marketer, as marketing, that was a gift. Now, another thing, I looked at the list. I looked at who was posting. Because I've also been featured in that same category, the same as one. And I looked at the list. I'm like, who are these people?
Okay.
And I'm just like, it's not legitimate. When I saw the list, I'm like, all right, they got this. I agree. If you use it and say that it's number 1 and you put that on your poster, syempre, maraming magtataas ng kilay in that sense.
Tama. Yeah.
Parang, and that's normal.
Kasi
And
wala namang official talaga eh.
wala. But I always say what people have featured. I say that's not what I said. That's what Wedding Bow said.
Yeah.
Right? But there's also a pressure that if you put it there, right? I'm not delusional. If anything, I'm my worst critic. I looked at the hosts. I looked at the ones there. I'm like, let's see it. I looked it. At the very least, is it arguable? Meaning, if you're in that spot, is it arguable? Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, that's arguable, right?
Yeah.
Are you in that conversation? Realistically, skill, I'm like that. I'm like, it's arguable.
Yeah.
And that's where but if it's not, if there are like 3 more up, I'm like, I would never use it. I'm like, that's not correct.
Gets.
But if I can say na parang, is there anyone that I want to learn from? Is there anyone that na parang, whoa, ang hirap mong anuhin? Like, like ganon. In weddings, there are, for sure. Am I in that conversation where people will be like, okay, right?
Yeah.
Big 3, Shell,
Big 3.
Petron, di ba ganito? McDo, Jollibee, best fried chicken dito.
Yeah.
Chicken Joy, KFC, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang, it's not like a, what the Ano?
Yeah.
Pop ice? Like parang,
Kaya careful din ang wording on introducing you.
yeah,
It's been featured
yes.
as the number 1.
I have never once said that I was.
Okay.
Never once. But I'm not an idiot. If someone gives that to you as a feature, and it was featured more than once,
Yeah.
and listen, people are smart. Like if they think you're not it, then you're not it. They'll know. But syempre, for me, it was also like a motivate. I'm like, I'm gonna get good. Because the way I looked at it, if I was featured that now, I just have to keep getting better.
Kailangan panindigan na yun, brother.
No, but I used it. I always just use it. They did it again. They did another list and they put me there again. I'm just like, and that's them. That's your opinion. But you're number 1. Other people's number 1 are all different. But I used it as marketing.
Yeah. So you're
On-
saying that you're part of the conversation, let's say the top 3 at the very
At the very least.
of wedding hosts in the Philippines.
Yeah.
In fact, kahit kayo i-search sa ChatGPT, who's the top wedding host in the Philippines, lumalabas ka as number 1. Although, sabi naman dito, wala naman pinaka-accurate ranking
Yeah.
of wedding hosts. Depende talaga sa style, budget, and the vibe that you want for your wedding.
But again, it was all, I always say, it's subjective.
Yes.
And it's
Exactly.
and it's not something you should focus on. I was just like, that's why when I look at it, I'm like, because that can also be a very, very huge ego trap.
Exactly.
Because you get trapped in the idea that you're like, nah. I looked at it as like, if I was featured like this, what calmed me, if I was featured like this now, I just have to get better. And I desired to get better.
Yeah.
So yun lang. Like that's all it was.
And would you say na kung ikaw yung old Eri, would have you reacted the same way?
That's a great question. If
If you were the old Eri, would you have reacted the same way? Na
which area
the old Eri, na
yeah.
yung
Wanted to be
being top
famous?
one ba? Oh, yeah.
wanted to be famous?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I would probably no. If I didn't change,
Float na, ako top one, no? Ganun ka ba?
Magiging ano ka ba, Conor McGregor ka? Na attitude, pare.
Would you gloat or and say na, I'm the number one? Undisputed.
Yeah!
no, I would say no. I think I was pretty honest. Like, I mean, it didn't really.
It wouldn't get to you?
No,
Yung old you,
the old me with the wounds.
The old you, yeah.
And I didn't meet my wife, and I was a different. Oh yeah. I think it would probably. I could see myself parang like that getting in my head and puffing my chest,
Yeah.
and like
The
feeling
GOAT!
like parang ganun. But you know what? The thing is, like I said, I only say that meaning why would I even put it in a poster? That was my criteria. I was like looking at it na parang, do you have the right to put it in this poster? Because if that article was wrong, then you're just gonna be an idiot, right? Like if you had someone like give me like an okay Ray Allen, I'm the best basketball player. Yo, I'm the number one basketball player. Like you'd be like, excuse me?
Are you sure?
Like people would be like, because people, pare, one thing that is inarguable kung mahusay yung tao.
Yeah.
Like, ang galing niya. And that doesn't require paying your dues. That doesn't require, like, grinding. That doesn't require you being featured. Kung mahusay ka, mahusay ka. If I see a host now and I can just see the way they connect and the way they and the vulnerability and what they're able to do, I'm like, this dude's better than me. Like, because skill, husay, that's inarguable. Like, look at Michael Jordan. Pucha, ang galing. Stephen Curry. Ang galing. Look at other players that support that player. Can you really say, like, have you put up the consistent numbers to show up at the hardest of times? Like, do you have the proof? And I would say the desire to just be good and to keep learning, that's something that anyone who aspires for the same thing will be able to recognize.
Pero curious ako, brother. I mean, even nung at a young age, ganun na ba yung mentality mo? Kasi ako just to share lang, ako when I was siguro at my teens, hindi ako I wouldn't say na go-getter ako or yung meron akong mindset na parang sa'yo. Nagkaroon na lang yan nung medyo nagkaroon na ako ng age. So, ikaw ba nagkaroon ka ng mentality na ganyan simply because you got married or may anak ka na?
I always got what I wanted. I think I can just picture it so easy in my head.
Mind?
Yeah. I have a very I have a very vivid imagination. I can see it and I can feel it. And I always imagined it and I was just like, and I would know what I needed to do to kind of get it. Like, this is what I need to do. And I believed it. And I saw it. And everything that I wanted to get, I got. The proudest is marrying my wife. Because that required me looking into like the parts of me that you can otherwise just not look into. Like, regardless of whatever you see in that ChatGPT, marrying my wife is like the number one, my biggest achievement.
Wow.
Grabe, no? Yung wife mo talaga yung nagbigay ng whole other perspective of life for you.
That's all I wanted. I just wanted to love someone wholeheartedly. Like, I just wanted that. But the thing is, it's one thing to get the love of your life. But to be able to receive the love wholeheartedly, that's a very different thing. You got it. You got the girl. You got that person. But are you the person that was able to take care of that? Are you the person that are you in that moment? Are you able to receive it? Do you believe it? Naniniwala ka ba na karapat-dapat kang mahalin? That requires you to look inside and look at your deep-seated wounds ever since nung bata tayo. And Everything's a bonus. Like marrying her is like to be
So
able to keep her.
sinabi mo na pumunta ka sa weddings because that's like an environment you wanna subject yourself into para masabi mo na, syempre, yun, celebration yun eh, ng pag-iisa. And
Yeah.
not just being selfish, but being selfless.
Yeah.
You're as one eh. Did that experience, yun yung bring closer sa inyo mag-boyfriend, girlfriend no time na yan, right?
I think everything comes from decisions. Like the decision to leave that world and to go to this world, that changes you to become a person. Like it was all those little decisions that changes a person. Like
Exactly.
it's not like one big decision. I love Ninong Rai said this. It's these little decisions that compound. Diba? Like
Yeah.
the rule of compound interest, right?
Yeah.
Becomes big. Next thing you know, you make these decisions, you do things, you start acting different. Your actions is what change you. So I started doing different things and responding to things differently and responding to emotions and pain differently. And like everything's a bonus.
Exactly.
Like
Pero kailan, Eri? Kailan mo naramdaman na deserving ka na? Kailan pinaramdam sa'yo ni Monica,
nah.
I'm ready to be with you, to be your...
Ever since I think I would say I was the problem. Ever since.
Talaga?
She wanted to be with me the first time. She was the best. Like she just wanted to be with me. She knew what we had. And I was a person that wasn't able to take care of that. And I need to look through my things. She obviously had her wounds as well. But I would say I was the main deterrent. And I know it. Thank God I didn't lose her. Because I would have been like, yo, man, I was scared because I knew it. I knew that deep down it would have been my fault.
If it didn't work out.
Oh, I knew deep down and I was terrified of that. And that has its own layers. Pero we worked. We made it, man. Like, I look at her, I'm like, we did it. So, and we worked really hard to get it.
Now that you have, I would say, a fruitful career in wedding as a host, ano tingin mo yung mga common misconceptions ng mga soon-to-be married about getting a host?
It's not about the host or any supplier. What matters is you're getting married. I have this video I put up called The Essence of Weddings. And for the longest time, because of social media, weddings kind of lean towards, correct me if I'm wrong, you would know, you've attended weddings. Medyo, I don't want to say performative.
Superficial.
Show-ish.
Yeah.
Parang even me, and I wanted something different. Pero syempre, this is how it operated because of the world of social media. You capture everything in video, it's gonna be shown. Now, you start being conscious of how it's gonna look to people, and everyone has this nature of comparison. So for a good years, I did this in an interview, and I said there's a collective frustration right now with weddings, where those who want to celebrate the relationships or want to express are not really doing it because of the current dynamic of what social media has integrated us in terms of conditioned us in regards to like being in weddings. And my thing is like, you can have that in Jollibee, you can have that in your house. As long as you have the people, then it's special. Yes, we're there, but we're only there to support what's already special. We're not what makes it special. Like, not at all. If anything, it's about you guys, and you tend to forget about that. Just because you get a high-profile supplier, you think your wedding's more special? Hell no. You could get anyone. You can have your tita style it. As long as it's the people you love, it's special. Don't forget that. When will you ever get the people in your life all there to celebrate relationships? Rare yan, ha? Like, life is life, ha? Weddings is the absolute most human, one of the most human celebrations you can have. And I've always felt na parang hindi ito yun eh. Like, hindi lang salita ka, cake and wine ceremony, first dance, Thanksgiving prayer, dinner, bouquet, salita ka. Now, the flow is solid. How it's arranged is thoughtful and cohesive. But the manner of how it's being taken care of, it's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like, it feels mechanical.
Yeah.
And I'm like, relationships are not mechanical. So that was actually a very significant point of growth for me. If you look at the upload, The Essence of Weddings, that's there was one where I was just connected. I was there as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, how can you take care of people you've never met? And I say this in the essence of weddings. Why do you cry for people in the internet when someone comes home? Ba't ka umiyak? Umuwi ni si daddy or umuwi si mami, sinurprise, tapos umiyak. Or you have someone where it's just a beautiful moment with the child, tapos umiyak ka. Kilala mo ba sila?
No.
No, but you're connecting as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to connect as a human being. And that's how you connect to the emotions. That's sincere. Because I can't pretend to be someone na kilala sila. Uy, pare, nakilala mo yung misis mo. 15 years ago, hindi pa tayo magkakilala. Ang ganda, di ba? Paano mo alam? Hindi ko alam. Like, you're pretending.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here to recite your history. I don't have that right. But I can witness and be someone that just appreciates something that I see that is beautiful from one human being to another, from one person who is about relationships and appreciates the human connection to the other. Because at the end of the day, even if you deny it to yourself, that's why we're all here, diba? The human connection, diba? Relationships. And that's why I love weddings, and realizing that and being able to like grow into that type na parang, because you have to be that type of person that appreciates it. If any, then kung hindi, you're treating their sacred things as a job. Oy, why don't you say something to your dad? Isn't that a putang ina mo? Like, kupal ka? Are you freaking trying to look good for the sake and using my relationship with my father? No, it has to be someone who also values the same thing, because they'll feel it. You'll be like, either you'll be like, nah, it's okay.
So you're saying na para sa mga, lalo sa mga baguhan, never make it about themselves.
Never. I think you create your best. Sabi nga ni William Dafoe, the best work comes from acts of service. And when you make it about others, it's not that you remove your creative way to express yourself and how you do things. It's not that you eliminate your identity. You eliminate ego. You just want to help the person or something bigger than yourself. How you will do it, even if you're selfless, will always be unique. So your identity is in how you help. But in terms of yung parang ego gets in the way, because if it's ego, I want to take. If I need something from you, I don't want to give anything to you. There's no connection because I want to take and take. You know someone who parang a host who's in love with his or her own voice? Can you connect with someone like that?
No.
Someone invites you over for pare, it's good to see you. Tara, lunch tayo, bonding tayo, bro. Tara. Pero gusto mo magbenta ng real estate. Or gusto mo magbenta ng like parang yung marketing marketing.
Ano to?
Yung
Networking.
Networking.
Yeah.
Things. But they're trying to connect with you, but may gusto sa'yo. Can you connect with someone like that? Hindi. Even friends like that. You're like, do you want friends like that who just want something from you? That's not a real friend.
Unless straightforward na talaga, diba?
That's business.
Yeah.
That's business.
That's transaction.
Yeah.
And that's business. There's nothing wrong with business. But if you change it as something na parang, oh, we're friends or ganito, then it's different.
Yeah.
You hide behind that illusion or facade na friends tayo. Pero may transaction pa talang ina-expect.
And to support and try to support a beautiful moment between family or friends, and to say that, like, to use that as a way to gain, no one's gonna take that nicely.
Yeah.
You support it because it's beautiful, like, oh my God, and you take it as like, oh my God, what a privilege. I'll tell you a story. There was just last week, and there's been so many stories like this. I was talking to the bride. The dad suffered, I think, has a medical condition, so hindi makapagsalita, in a wheelchair. Says na will not have my dad, the father and daughter, dance anymore because it might be hard, it might be awkward. Understandable. Because the dad's in a wheelchair. And the suggestion was, you you have a chair in front. Pag, let's say your mother or your dad is in a wheelchair, you put it in front so you're leveled,
Mm.
and then you just hug and you have the dance. And that was the initial idea. She said, wag na lang. And then what happened was I saw the dad when I acknowledged him. I was like the father of the bride, and he had this beautiful, like, lovely energy, like such a gentle, loving dad. And I'm just like, hmm. So I go to the bride during dinner and I'm like, listen, don't you wanna like try it? Because look, and the layout was perfect. There was a space in front. It was perfect. You just have your dad here, and then you just sit there. Listen, I think it would be great, and I would love for you to have that moment genuinely, because I've seen it, and I've seen what I say when I seen it. I've seen people kind of shrink or be like a little bit fearful of the moment because it's hard to be vulnerable in front of people, ha.
Yeah,
Especially if you're gonna be open up and you show it. Like it's not easy, ha. Pero it's worth it. So I saw that. And I said, listen, why don't you, we'll have the wheelchair here and you can sit and you just do it. And it's like, but can we end it whenever you want? Yeah, you don't have to finish it. If it's done, just do it. I'd love for you to have that memory. And she's like, okay. Like yung masayang na parang, okay. Like you can see na parang, yeah, you're just,
lighted up.
yeah, like the daughter lit up. So I go to the brother and I say, listen, si bride, name of the bride, we're gonna do a dance with the dad. What we can do is, can you kind of do the wheelchair in front, and when it's time she'll sit in front, they'll have a moment. It's just like, oh wow, I think I'm gonna cry. Sabi niya ganon. Lovely family. And what do you think's a good song? Because we're thinking You'll Be in My Heart or Butterfly Kisses, which is a beautiful father and daughter song. And he said, oh, do you have the Nikki version of You'll Be in My Heart? The girl, she did a cover. I'm like, I'm going to download it, don't worry. So you got it? And she's like, yeah, all right. I go to the DJ and I say, do you have You'll Be in My Heart? And the DJ, no joke, had the song there na. Yan ang pinili. Na parang, nandun na, nakalatag na, nandun na sa ano, nandun na sa,
Playlist, no?
nakalatag na, naka-cue na. He picked it without even me saying. I'm just like, it's meant to be. I go to the bride, guess what I went to your brother and he said he picked this song, and guess what, the DJ already had it. You're meant to have this moment. Said that to the brother. It was meant to be. It was like, wow. The dad couldn't speak because of his current medical condition. And the brother reads it. And the message of the dad. After that, they have the moment. And now you announce it, the father and daughter dance. There's a seat, and then the daughter goes a hug, and you know what the dad did? Just like hugged her so, like parang. And then you can see this. The bride was overwhelmed with the emotion. Na parang kumanon, parang ganun na hug, because he's already has something medical. So kumanon ganun talaga, hinag talaga yung daughter niya. And I'm just like, you know, the privilege to be able to help that be possible. To have a dance with a mother and son, to have a daughter be able to dance with that, to encourage a father to say something back to the daughter, to encourage the bride and groom to say something back to their parents. The bunso was never supposed to speak, but you nudge, and he says something that you never expected. It's a privilege. And as hosts, to be able to have the privilege to have that role, that needs to be taken care of. Like, you take responsibility. Like, you have the ability to, diba, to make it happen together with amazing suppliers. And that is not about you. It's not about you. You cannot do that if you make it about you.
Exactly.
So, many pang
Ganda
stories.
ng kwento.
Yeah.
Iyak ako, my gosh.
And-
Pero grabe, no? Grabe direct talaga.
Ganun. Like, it was the way, and he was on a wheelchair. Imagine if that never happened. If you were the daughter or if you were a son, you get that with your mom, you get that with your no. That's there. That's forever and that's theirs.
If it didn't happen, you might regret.
Huh?
Sayang.
I
You might
always
regret kung di nangyari yun.
Yeah.
I always tell them now, I was like, listen, I tell couples on our meetings, will you ever, when you're at the end of your life and you're at your deathbed, are you ever gonna regret, ay sana hindi ko sinabi sa kanila kung gaano ko sila kamahal. Sana hindi ko sinabi kay papa at mama kung gaano ko sila kamahal at appreciate. Like, would you ever regret saying it? No. If anything, you're gonna regret that you never said it enough. So I always try to just give that perspective na parang, that's what weddings is, man. Like, that's what weddings is.
Wow. Great story. And I believe napakadami pang storya. Pero direct, andito na tayo.
Sa ating
top-
inaantay na
Exactly.
segment, di ba?
top 3 qualities. Ano ba ang top 3 qualities mo
Me?
as a person?
Oh,
What do you think?
honest,
Honest?
creative,
Creative? Nahirapan si Eri.
Kaya nga eh.
What would your wife say?
I don't give up.
Resilient?
Wow.
Yeah.
So, ang question dyan, brother,
Those three. Yeah.
kailan mo nagagamit yan? Yan tatlo na yun, kailan mo yan nagamit sa buhay mo?
Did you use
Everything.
Every day of your
Every
life.
day. Like how you interact, how we do business. Like integrity, fairness, honest. Like I was talking to, like, the word authenticity we were talking
Yeah,
about.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like the word. Like, it's just because of how I feel and how the culture is using authenticity. Pare, you're an authentic person. How does that feel? How does it feel?
Parang hindi authentic.
Hindi. Parang di authentic.
No, but hey, Direk, you're an authentic person. Do you feel, Direk, you're an honest person.
Oh, that feels
I like
different.
better.
Oh.
I think it's a buzzword
It
currently.
became a buzzword currently
Currently.
because of how people are using it.
Because of it's not because of the word, it's because of how people use it. It's the culture. I think like authenticity is like carrying the current buzzword. There are other words that were used like parang similarly, pero yun talaga yung ano ko na.
I feel it.
Yeah, so parang like why did I say that? What were we talking about before that? Like like honesty and being grounded and just knowing that I always tell people this, like when working, I was talking to my wife, if you have your best intentions and you just want to give value, what are you afraid of? Like even if you come across people who want to try to ruin you or want to try, but if you knew you had the best intentions and you knew you did it with integrity and fairness, what are you afraid of? Who cares if you bump you? Who cares if there are people who try to ruin you? You know that you, and I'm not saying like, I'm saying coming from a fear of like trying.
Yeah.
What if people say this? What if people criticize me? What if people, I'm just like, but if you come from the best of intentions, what do you have to be afraid of? Like, what do you have to be afraid of? No.
All right. I think it's about time, direct,
Yeah.
sa ating next segment.
Kwentong mental health. So, ikaw, kamusta ang mental health mo?
Kwento mental health. And what we have here are life cards from our partnership with Untolds and Life Over Whiskey, available over TikTok, Shopee, and Lazada. If you're watching this on TikTok, check out nyo na yung yellow basket. All right, so ito yung life cards. So may questions to.
Okay.
After reading the question out loud, inom ka muna. But in your case,
Nang tubig. Oh,
Tubig.
parang, ang ganda.
Yes. After reading the life cards, yeah.
Sige.
Okay.
Isa-isa.
Pakiramdaman mo,
Ito.
it's meant to be.
Yan.
Yeah.
Sige.
Sige, please read the question out loud first.
Ano ang isang bagay na sa tingin mo ay dapat gawin at maranasan natin sa ating buhay kahit isang beses lang?
Ooh.
Wow.
Interesting question.
Kahit isang beses
Once.
lang,
Yeah.
to love wholeheartedly.
To be able to love
Wholeheartedly.
wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Meaning, yeah, I would say that. No, I think, No, that's unique to me kasi that's always something that people have that if you're in good families, they have it eh. So it's not really isang beses lang eh.
Well, maybe coming from your own experience, because being able to love sometimes hindi available for everyone. Ibig sabihin na coming from a buong pamilya nakakapag-love ka naman talaga wholeheartedly.
Now let me think about this one properly. Ano sa mga tingin mo dapat gawin at maranasan natin sa ating buhay kahit isang
Isang
beses?
beses lang.
No, but love and love, we all go through that eh. Like, I mean, for the most part, right?
Comes into your mind. Baka kung love talaga yan, love, maybe a different interpretation.
To know what it feels like to really go for something you want. Like really truly something you want. I would say it's very easy to lie to yourself and kind of fall into like narratives. I think it's not that na even if you fail, you truly went for something you wanted. Sometimes some people you live according to a narrative in your head or how society, hindi, ganito dapat. Sabi ng magulang mo. I think just really truly go after something you want. I think everyone should experience that. And sometimes it only takes once to do it. So, diba?
That opportunity.
Then it changes your life. So even just once, like go for something you really truly want.
Love that.
Wow. Grabe. Lahat ng sinagot niya, mic drop, lahat Grabe. What's your takeaway, Bri?
Ako, for me, my takeaway here is, regardless of your industry or whatever career you're into, if you're able to facilitate genuine human connection, expression, that gives you that advantage or edge sa ibang tao because you're uniquely you. And being able to understand a person, be able to communicate properly, it won't come off as if it's about you. It's about them. And when you help other people, it always comes back to you tenfold. That's my takeaway there.
Yeah. Well, ako ang takeaway ko, Bri, is that, every time that we face certain struggles in life, parang ngayon lagi ko maiisip yung sinabi niya na tuloy lang. Kasi kapag hindi ka tumuloy at nagdwell ka dun sa feeling mo na kawawa ako, ganito lang ako, nothing's gonna happen. So at the end of the day, nandun ka pa rin, stuck ka pa rin. So, kaya ngayon parang learning ko every time that I would face something difficult, I would just go on. So mga ka-whiskey, dapat ganun ang gawin nyo.
Can I add layers to that?
Yeah, you can address. Ano ba yung takeaway sa usapan?
No, with what Bryce said, I think absolutely that best, but you have to be skilled. You know what I mean? You have to be good. Like, you have to be good. Like, because at the end of the day, I have the kindest people I've worked with. Ang babait. So, good people, hindi talaga marunong. Like, when it comes to a job, you have to be skilled. Like, because it's a job you're getting paid eh. It's business. Business na yan. Like, yes, all of those things. But give me someone who's an asshole that can get that job done because there's something at stake versus someone who is the kindest person but is mediocre. Pare, anong gusto mo? Cameraman na napakabait pero tanga? Or, I mean, I'm saying na parang hindi niya alam ginagawa niya.
Gets.
Or like an ass who's like freaking I'm not saying like when it comes to work in business, you have to be good enough. Right? Because if not, then why are you taking on a role that you're getting paid for where a lot of, or maybe more than what your job is on the line, other things are on the line, why are you doing it? Then that's selfish na.
Yeah.
Right? And in that case, yung tuloy lang, you gotta feel it too.
Yeah.
Because I've been on the thing of tuloy lang.
Yeah.
I'm so disconnected from my pain sometimes that I'm so used to not feeling what's under there. And I'm learning it at 38 na parang just to kind of like acknowledge all the pain. Kasi kung tuloy lang, malayo mararating mo. But sometimes you don't recognize what you're feeling anymore. And that's unhealthy in itself. It takes a good balance of both, I would say.
Wow.
Grabe. I think this has been a fruitful conversation. Eri, please do tell people saan ka ba nila makikita? Where can they follow you?
At Neeman and on all my socials. And yeah, the thing that I'm kind of what I do now is I love hosting weddings. I love getting to be a part of it and getting to take care of it, like for the couple. Being a creator as well is, I would say, kind of like my next kind of chapter.
Yeah.
Kasi ang dami pwedeng gawa. Like there are no rules. Like, oh my God, there are no rules. Like, oh man, I can do this. I can do this. What stopped me as a creator before was like I was doing everything myself. Leila Hormozy, yung asawa.
Yeah.
She was talking about capacity. I was like, yung capacity ko, yung goal ko at capacity ko hindi na eh. So I was like, I needed a team. I was just like, oh my God. So now I actually really like creating. I had a good chat with Dino Cornell. Nag-lunch kami ng 3 hours. He was just like, dude, you're a creator. I'm like, no, I'm a host. And he was like saying, long story short, he is like, no, man, you're a creator. Why are you doing this then if you're not a creator? I'm like, you're hanging on to your identity as a host.
Yeah.
Sabi niya. Because that's what you've received the most success in. Listen, man, like nothing wrong with that. But dude, you got this as well. Why don't you not to say let go being a host? And I was just like, and my wife even said it, what do you think's my next? And sabi niya, you're gonna be a creator. Sabi niya dun. And I was just like, bakit? Do you know why as well? You look at the highest stages of certain things, meaning you're in a certain path or you're in a certain industry and you look at the highest level of it. If you don't like the highest level of where that's at, meaning like with the current status quo, I'm like, I kind of don't like the view from the top there. I really don't like the view from the top there. You can create your own view, and that's what being a creator is for me. Like everything I've learned, I'm like, wow, you can actually grow into all of these things. So that's what's kind of like getting me excited. And SpeakersCon, we're doing that as well to be able.
Part of your evolution, so to speak.
I'm nervous and excited for SpeakersCon because I'm like.
Is that the first time that ito ba yung magiging first time mo na mag-talk ka not as a host na wedding but as a resource speaker?
I did it before when I was doing something for Nivea when I was like 21. We're talking about, but it was Nivea parang grooming tips for like, I was a host and I was just like, and I was talking to these kids from LaSalle and I was talking to them like parang ano lang, sharing tips and I still have people who message me from that. And I was just like, at the end of the day, diba, parang we're all struggling. Yeah. We're all going through our stuff. And I would say that is an avenue to be like, what if you help one person, right? Like the same way as like that bride that has that moment with that father. What if you say something that a person really needed to hear at that particular moment?
And that's something you're now recognizing as a power bilang isang creator, that you're also able to help a lot of people that sees your content, and now as also a resource speaker, sharing what you know and what you do.
As a creator, I'll tell you one last story to end. Short lang to. I had a guy message me, Ari, you remember this video? And he's like, pare yung parang, he said na parang, you're gonna get through it when you are ready to get through it. Whatever you're meant to learn, you're gonna be ready when you learn it. Just take accountability, because I'm a firm believer of accountability. Like accountable is like the total opposite of being a victim, right? Galaw lang, take responsibility and accountability. You're gonna learn your lessons when you get. He messaged me that, and he said thank you a certain year. I think after 2 years, he messaged me, dude, I remember that thing I messaged you. He said, I'm doing much better now. I'm in a much better place. I just want to say that video like really helped me in terms of the trajectory. Like, and anyone like who listens to your shit or your like the stuff you put out, if you have the intentions of wanting to help someone, you'd never know how it can change the trajectory of someone.
We're excited of this next stage or evolution of Ari Neeman. If you guys want to know more about what we're cooking, please check out speakerscon.ph. SpeakersCon, redefining authenticity. Literal though. Redefining authenticity.
Can I talk?
Speak your heart, speak your brand. Yes, go ahead.
But redefining authenticity. I can talk about it on the day. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah?
exactly.
All right.
Yeah. Talk about it on the day. Abangan nyo guys if you want to join. It's happening at 1 Ayala, February 11, 2026. Get your tickets at speakerscon.ph. Ayun, grabe. Direk, it has been an awesome
I know.
conversation. Tuloy-tuloy tayo. I feel like hindi tayo matatapos kung wala tayong...
Ang dalay ko
I mean, we love that. We love that on the
Yeah.
episode. But Direk, grabe. Mga ka-whiskey, sana marami kayo napulot, natutunan. Sabi nga nila, pag naka-whiskey ka,
Mas open ka.
mga ka-whiskey, always
Stay pogs.
Cheers. Whiskey, tubig.
Podcast na naman with Gerald at Brian. Aral lang pulutan sa inuman at kwentuhan. Pinagsamang veterano, parehong talentado. Ihanda ang may katbaso sa lames at inta.
Big Eyes Production.